Alexandrian School. In 332 BC, Alexander the Great established the Greek city of Alexandria, where a great school of learning was operated by one of his governors named Ptolemy. It was here that Euclid established some geometrical theorems which even at present hold key position in geometry. He was the mastermind that was able to collect all the modeled confused pieces of a vast mathematician jigsaw puzzle and put them together in such a way that a clear and beautiful picture suddenly emerged from what had been a welter of arts and ends of mathematical knowledge. This was the reason why his textbook proved to be the world's bestseller. His masterpiece consisted of 13 books, each written on a separate roll of parchment. The whole work was called Elements. For 12 centuries, the first six books were the students' usual introduction to geometry. Archimedes in Sicily, the second largest island of Mediterranean, stands the ancient city of Syracuse, which goes back to the year 700 BC when Greeks from Corinth settled there. In 287 BC, the great Archimedes was born in Syracuse. He was destined to become his city's most famous son and perhaps the world's greatest mathematician. He wrote many books, namely Centers of Plane Gravities, Quadrature of Parabola, The Method, two books on the sphere and cylinder, The Measurement of Circle, on spirals, conoids and spheroids, The Sand Counter, two books on floating bodies, 15 lemmas. He was most noted for his use of the Eudoxian method of exertion in the measurement of curved surfaces and volumes and for applications of geometry to mechanics. To him is owed the first appearance and proof of the approximation 3 1 by 7 for the ratio of the circumference to diameter of the circle, what is now designated as pi. Characteristically, Archimedes went beyond familiar notions such as that of simple approximation to more suitable insights like the notion of bounds. As a scientist, he built up the branch of science that deals with the pressure exerted by liquids. He discovered the laws that governs levers and made a host of practical inventions such as a machine to raising water at higher level. Archimedes found ways of moving great weights by means of levers, cogwheels, and pulleys. By means of such devices, he is said to have moved a ship that was lying in a dry dock. His estimate of the efficiency of the lever is expressed in the saying attributed to him, "Give me a place to stand on, and I will move the earth." His attention was first drawn to the subject of specific gravity when King Hieron asked him to test whether a crown professed by the maker to be pure gold was not alloyed with silver. He wrote on a very wide range of subjects and is known as the Newton of antiquity. Apollonius, the work of Apollonius of Pega extended the field of geometric constructions far beyond the range in the elements. For example, Euclid in Book 3 shows how to draw a circle so as to pass through three given points or to be a tangent to three given lines. Apollonius, in a work called Tangencies, which no longer survives, found the circle tangent to three given circles or tangent to any combination of 3 points, lines, and circles. Apollonius is best known for his Conics, a treatise in 8 books. Book I to IV survive in Greek, V to VII in a medieval Arabic translation. Book VIII is lost. Apollonius' treatise on conics in part consolidated more than a century of work before him, and a part presented new findings of his own. He presented a comprehensive survey of the properties of these conics. A sample of the topic he covered includes the relations satisfied by the diameters and tangents of conics, how parabolas how hyperbolas are related to their asymptotes, how to draw tangents to given conics, relations of chords intersecting in conics, the determination of the number of ways in which conic may intersect, how to draw normal lines to conics, that is, lines meeting them at right angles, and congruence and similarity of conics. Besides the conic sections, Pappus ascribes to Apollonius the following works on contacts, plane loci, inclinations, section of an area, determinate section, and Gibbs lemma, from which attempts have been made to restore the lost originals. Claudius Ptolemy. Ptolemy was connected with Alexandria, and he did much astronomical work between AD 125 and 150. Ptolemy's great book was called by him Mathematicais Syntaxis, the mathematical collection, hence the title Syntaxis for the work. He wrote the famous work Almagest in 13 books. It dealt with astronomy, plane and spherical trigonometry, geometric facts and methods required for preparing a table of chords and actual table of chords itself. The fundamental idea of Ptolemaic system is that the earth is at the center of the universe and that the sun and planets revolve around the earth. Pappus, probably born in 340 AD in Alexandria, was the last great mathematician of the Alexandrian school. His genius was inferior to that of his predecessors. He wrote a commentary on the Almagest, a commentary on Euclid's Elements, and a commentary on the Aralema of Diodorus. His most well known work is Mathematical Collections. It was originally in the form of 8 books. Diophantus, around about the year AD 250, an Alexandrian mathematician named Diophantus was flourishing. He won himself the title given long after his death, the father of algebra. It is difficult to see how this claim can be sustained. It is true that he wrote a book, the Arithmetica, which is unquestionably one of the world's greatest mathematical books. It deals with number of problems which led to equations. Some of them were very difficult ones involving where we now call quadratic, cubic and biquadratic equations, or the equations involving second, third and fourth power of the unknown. It seems that he was the first mathematician to perform such operations as x minus 2 into x minus 3 without reference to geometry. The identities like a plus b whole square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab were also proved by him algebraically. He dealt with solutions of simultaneous equation also.